overall, though, how are you feeling at the moment? Are you feeling good? Is the tour going well?
Well, it's going really well.
Yep.
And seems to be that now I'm quite getting to the pulse of this touring. So now it's going on like automatically. Well, the names are always the same. You wake up, peace, shit, banana, sound check, gig, eat, shit, drink, sleep, and then the loop is ready. So that now we are getting used to it.
I'm glad you're getting used to it because it is a unique, obviously, combination. Has it been fun to see the Nightwish fan base react to you and your music?
Yeah, of course. It has been amazing to see that the people are not only Nightwish kind of music. It's more relaxed and stuff, not so harsh than our music. So it's really nice to see that people get into the groove when we hit the air. So I think we have managed to have a really good new fan base here so far.
I mean, it's the joy, really, isn't it? You kind of don't want to end up on a bill that's all the same, similar style of bands. You know, you go on a bill with Nightwish, you're people who might never have experienced your sound before are going to hear you for the first time.
Yeah, that is quite. We have been with the people after the gig when the Nightwish gig ends,
Cool.
and we go hang around and talk with the people. So we have had lots of new people to come to. Oh yeah, I really like this, and should have had heard earlier, but now they heard it.
Well, that's fantastic. That's all you can hope for. Overall, though, everyone
And
else...
you can see it in the Spotify numbers. So there is, I don't know, was it 2 million more streams in like 10 days or something like that. So really big raise to the music listening. So this is really good for us.
Yeah, that's an incredible like jump in such a short period.
Yeah, it was really huge, like 10% raise so far in 2 weeks or 3 weeks, or I don't remember anymore how long I've been here. So
yeah, when you're in tour for the length of time that you currently have been, and I imagine it all starts to blend into one another. But this is still a very busy kind of period for you because the end of the year is approaching fast, and you're kind of ending 2022 hot, but then going into 2023 hot with the release of the new album, Omen X. Are you looking forward to having a little bit of a break in between the two?
Well, we don't actually have not so much break. It's, I think, 2 weeks vacation with home and getting stuff back in order, and then we hit the road again.
Yeah,
our own headline tour. Of course, we have some gigs in Finland also, and our big ice hall event that we have arranged. We rented Helsinki Ice Hall, and there will be our own disco mayhem as a album release party.
That is going to be incredible.
Yeah, we need lasers and ladies and dancing.
Oh, I'm no question. I can picture it already. It'll be chaos, but fun chaos.
Yeah, of course, with love.
Indeed, and 2023, it's the 20th anniversary of the band as well. How does that feel?
Well, I didn't know it. I just found out a few months ago it's our anniversary, and I found out it's our 10th album when we were discussing about the album title. So the 10th album and the omens that we have had with the earlier album, Global Warning. The name was designed before anyone knew about the pandemics or stuff like that. So that was an omen, and this one is a 10th omen. X. So let's see what happens about that.
Yes.
Last time it was pandemics.
Well, I mean, a lot has happened between Omen X and Global Warning as well. 3 years separate those album, and what a 3 years it's been. How much of an effect has the past few years had on the creation of Omen X overall?
Well, pretty much it influenced really much to the album because we had so much time to do music. Because earlier we have been touring, and then we go to studio, and touring and studio and touring and studio for 10 years. But now we had time, and fuck, time is really dangerous.
Oh, God.
So now we have 3 albums ready, and it was really difficult to decide what songs do we put to the album, because you have so much good material, and you don't have the information from the audience. Usually you release album and go touring, and you get the feedback. But now we didn't get any feedback from the Global Warning. Some feedback, but not so much that usually.
Yeah.
So when you get the feedback from the audience, it makes you feel, what do you want next? So I need to go to studio, do this kind of stuff, because we have done that kind of stuff, and that kind of stuff made people feel like that. So now we didn't have that information, so it was quite interesting and different.
Yeah, it's incredible as well to have such a pool of music to draw from. So going back to the early days of its creation, did you have a vision, or were you just working on music to sort of see what came out of it with no definitive plan?
Yeah, just like that. Always with the feeling, what kind of music would I like to do now? And then it might be jazz, but when we sing to it, it's Turmion Kätilöt after all. So it's quite free ride. We go with the flow and the feelings and rap together. When every guy is at the tracks and playing and singing there, it's really different after all. And then it's Turmion Kätilöt. So no plans ever, and no censorship at all.
But at what point did you find that the record properly started to take shape, where you thought, yes, this is going to be the album, especially when you had to pull from so many different so many options?
Well, we had to vote for the songs. Which is your favorite song? And then we collect every guy's favorite songs, and started to shuffle around the pack and listening to it. What should it? What kind of songs should there be in the between those favorite songs to make it whole album, and balance it, and the drama goes well, like that. So we voted, and then we started to shuffle the songs, and everybody had their own voice in it.
Was it always as clear cut though, where the votes definitely and everyone was really happy with the eventual thing, the eventual track listing, as it were? Was there a couple of songs that kind of you debated over?
Yeah. No, we didn't debate, but it was really difficult to decide which one of the kids you are not going to vaccinate, or which one of kids you're going to leave away from the holiday. So it was really difficult. Of course, we had to debate, but the debate was like constructioning.
Yeah.
So that kind of debate.
It's a good kind of debate. What about some of the challenging aspects of creating the record overall? Considering, as you said, time ended up being almost a problem for you, with no clear end point to the pandemic and that period, and when you might be able to tour again, what was the most challenging aspect of creating the record for you?
Well, to create, how do you say it? To create the album, that was not a problem, but when you have 3 albums of material and also demo material from like 7 years ago that you could use, so it was, well, I don't know if I can answer that question properly because I don't know the answer.
Maybe I feel as though you already have. I keep picturing this this folder almost of chock full of songs and just trying to divide that up, and it sounds impossible considering already with what fans have heard from the new album and the reaction they've had to those. It feels like this is the best of what you currently have available.
Yeah. If we would choose only our favorite songs, the album wouldn't be so whole. It would be like a fragile thing of chaos and mayhem. So we had to do like decisions, and that was really hard because I like really hard stuff. But I know we need some smoothers for the listener, because after all, we don't release only singles. It would be different if we would just release singles and music videos. But album is, you have to think about the listener more.
In a world where attention spans are super short and you want them to listen to your complete album, you want to keep their attention held. And ultimately, as you're saying, 11, 12 singles may not do that compared to a flowing album.
Yeah, and of course, in metal music, the album is like must. But in pop music, they just pop up singles, and well, the bands are not so long living because of that.
Absolutely, but obviously in the build up to an album, you know, the long process you go through where you're releasing singles, you know, drip feeding content. That's when you start to get that early feedback. And as you already mentioned, the Spotify side of things, that's statistics. But on a more band to band sort of experience, what have you found the reaction to people that have been listening to the singles and have been talking to you? What have they been saying?
Fucking amazing. No, not at all. Any bad feedback, not at all, and that is dangerous for me, because I know there must be some bad feedback, and well, not yet. Maybe it's coming.
If you can get 100% positive comments on a YouTube video, you're clearly doing something right, because that is where all the negativity normally exists. So if it's not there now, that's just a great thing.
The today released single, it had some for the old fans who like the rough stuff, some thumbs down, and they didn't like it so much. But that is a good thing, because then I know this will bring new customers, and the old ones can listen to the hard stuff and older stuff. And it's only a one song, so we have hundreds of songs that people haven't heard. They have heard only the singles, and it's just a little splinter of our material. So it will bring those people who like the smoother stuff. They will check out the harder stuff, and then they recognize they like also the harder stuff.
I mean, we are talking just a little over a month here as well until the full album is released. So there's, you know, a lot more to experience. Plus, as you already said, directly after that, at that period, you're back on tour and you're on headline. It's a great start to 2023, basically.
Yeah, hopefully there is no like wars and stuff like that. And you know, the prices are getting really, really high with the gas and everything. This is like already, as we have planned our own events and stuff like that, those prices are like 20% higher now.
Yeah.
So we cannot raise the ticket prices anymore. So there has been that kind of problems, but I don't see it in our camp.
Yes, it is. It is a massive problem. I don't really have an answer for the solution, except, folks, if you're a fan, buy your music, buy your merch, and help you out and get on this tour so you're not losing money. Of course, that's a major important part of it.
Yeah, at least we have to be break even. So so that is our point in our own event in Ice Hall. Break even is the point, because it's a party for us and for the people, and the 10th album and all the stuff, like our celebration. And the main point is not to get money, get the break even done. And also at this tour that we are going now, the break even would be really nice. But I think we have to pay a little bit salaries for from our own pockets. But that's why we are here. We know this.
And it's deserved as well, because my God, that event is going to be such a celebration because of, 20 years, it's an immense number of years. Any band that makes it to 20 years deserves praise. But I want to ask you, what is it from your perspective that makes you guys resonate so much with your fan base?
I don't know. There's a kind of a, rock and roll guys. They like to go into the audience, and we really keep in touch with our fans. And I don't like to call them fans. I don't like to call them customers or anything like that. I don't know what would be a nice word for me, but we go to the audience and we get the feedback from there, and we get drink few drinks and stuff like that. And we like to. It gives something to you when you are an artist. It makes you. We want to also express we are down to earth people, and same as you. That is the hour and a half at the throne, at the stage, and we are having fun. And now we are coming to you, and let's have fun again. Maybe a few hangovers with that. So sometimes it's a problem because it's nice to drink with fans.
Yes, that old connection.
Cost anything for you.
It's that old connection, isn't it? The personal touch, being able to speak, share a beer with a fan. It's something that sometimes, particularly after the last couple of years, gets forgotten about. Do you feel connected, though, to the modern music scene, in particular, the less than personal side of things, where you have to be active on stuff like social media and you need to open up your private life for everybody to see? Yes,
because that is really fun because they don't see our private lives. We make it like a comedy. So we have lots of stuff to, like, too much updates. Earlier days, I also updated our Facebook, and the band members said, do not update the Facebook anymore. That's too crazy. So we need to keep it somehow clean. So it's really easy for us. And I also have this kind of personal home, Petja Turunen, and that's why I have an artist named MC Raaka. So I can put up different stuff, and I can be crazy, and I can do anything that people don't mind. Yep. That's Turmion Kätilöt, that's MC Raaka, he's crazy. But they know I have 5 kids and a family.
Of course.
So that's the point. Then they know it's comedy and it's fun, and they really, I think they wait our updates and what's happening next because we do it in a funny way.
It is. It's one of the more infamous aspects of the band, actually. It's something sometimes that people are coming fresh and maybe wanting to find out something new about you. That's where they end up wandering into first, at the characters that you are.
Yeah. And the characters are it's nothing like with Kiss or something like that, because that's too posh. And well, it's actually just a performing suite, but we have done it, just put it further with the thoughts of the character.
Also, after such a long time, and of course with this new album literally right around the corner, I have to ask you, how do you continue to challenge yourselves when it comes to making music? You talked earlier on about no rules, effectively. Is that still the mantra?
Yes, no rules, no censor. And well, it comes from a need. You need something. It's because it's first of all, it was a hobby.
Yep.
So it still is a hobby. because you always explore more and more. And when you go to the studio and put the gear on and few notes, and then you are just gone with the new stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So it comes from the need. It comes from where you started, first of all, when you were learning music and playing.
And I mean, as we enter 2023, the 20-year anniversary and the new album, what for you is the most exciting thing about being in a band at the moment?
The band. The band is the most exciting.
The whole thing.
Yeah, because they are not so simple people, and it has become a family. Our families are families together, and it's quite big group. So the biggest thing is the support that we get from our homes and stuff like that. And that is amazing. They are so proud of us.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes it makes us cry. So that
That's
is the most exciting thing, to see what happens next, because we have been touring Finland so much, and we have been in every place. There is no place that we can go anymore that we haven't been there. And the most exciting thing is, what will this music do next? Because I know we are not here for ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a little bit, but not ourselves. It's for the music. So we are watching what is going to happen. Maybe it's going to give us a nice life. Or then we just obey and continue and continue. It doesn't matter. We go on. This stops. Actually, it doesn't stop. When somebody dies, we replace it, and we are trying to make it forever band.
Ah, yeah, okay.
My son is already learning the drums. If our drummer kicks down, so he's ready.
Already awaiting replacement. That is generally amazing, and it's really heartening as well, because you only have to take one quick look at you at the moment and see the current tour that you're on has been incredible with Nightwish. The short break over the Christmas New Year period, the album release in January, and then of course your own headline tour. It is phenomenal to see you so busy. I'm so happy that after the years where nothing really happened, you were able to do this. And I've already heard the album. I think it's incredible. I think few people are going to absolutely love it.
Oh yeah, thanks, man.
No worries. Well, I'm going to leave you there, let you get on with your sound checking a bit, and hope tonight goes fantastic.
Yeah, it will. I will make it sure it goes fantastic.
Yeah, I'm confident in that as well. All right, thank you so much for taking the time to do this. I really appreciate it. Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for watching. If you liked what you saw, please help us out by giving us a thumbs up and hitting that subscribe button. If you really liked what you saw, consider donating to keep the website and channel running by buying us a coffee via our coffee page, or picking up some merch from our Big Cartel store. You can check us out on gbhbl.com, as well as via our social media, Facebook, Instagram and Twitter, as well as listen to our interviews via SoundCloud, Apple Music and Spotify. Just search for GBHBL. Games, horror and heavy metal. What else is life for?